Hello, class. Like I said earlier, I'm going to be putting up two or three videos today. Probably three, because there's a lot that I want to go over. Normally, I'm not this lecture heavy. Normally, I don't like to spend a lot of time doing lectures. I'd rather you guys be doing projects. That being said, to at the beginning of the semester, I do think it's a good idea to at least get you to understand what I'm getting at and what I'm driving at as far as that stuff's concerned, especially if you guys don't have the books. So I wanted to make sure that you guys know what's going on. One thing that I feel is very important. By the way, if you hear a bunch of noise in the background, it's my dog. She's going crazy. She doesn't know why I'm talking to a computer. She's got a brain tumor, so she's kind of confused all the time, aren't you, girl? Anyways, one thing that I want you guys to understand most is the five canons of rhetoric. And as I mentioned last class, or in an email, I'm designing this class based upon the five different canons of rhetoric, meaning that the ancient rhetors divided rhetoric into five different canons. They divided them into invention, memory, arrangement, style, and delivery. Rhetoric, the art of speaking, the art of delivering, the art of receiving words, language, communication. That's rhetoric. The way we communicate, that's rhetoric. But the ancients divided them into five different pieces. This is how rhetoric is done, even in the most simplistic manner. Unfortunately, well, let me go over the really briefly what these are. Invention is you might want to get a pen. I hope you have a pen in hand. You might want to be writing this down. By the way, I'm going to be giving you guys a lot of vocabulary. Your book is going to be giving you guys a lot of vocabulary. You will be required to know all of these because they are important. I firmly believe they are important for you guys to know. And later on in the semester, you're going to be called upon to show your knowledge of these. But invention is the collection and reception of varying pieces of a rhetorical situation or a rhetorical community. So it is not arguing. It is just understanding the different points of view that are out there. It's essentially just reading. Just reading, listening, understanding. I'm going to be getting into this a lot more in depth. Invention is the most important of the five canons. Unfortunately, we have today in our modern rhetorical atmosphere, as well as in our colleges, in our high schools, and whatnot, we've focused largely on how somebody can write, how well somebody can speak, how well somebody can say stuff, which is the same thing as speak. Never mind. The next is memory. If you can memorize what other people say, if you can memorize what you want to say. Arrangement. Remember, it's not so much what you want to say, it's how you say it. So if you can arrange something in a particular way to be most effective, then that's good. Style, the different style in which you do it. Some things are better sung than said. Some things are better in poetry than in prose. Some things are better in prose than poetry. Shakespeare learned that he didn't need to speak, he needed to act. Or he needed to get others to act what he wanted to say. And then delivery, how you are going to speak. How you are going to do this. Unfortunately, we focus in our society mostly on talking and not so much on listening. And that's why I want to refer the bulk of this class not on your opinions, but on how you listen. on your collection and reception and analysis of different ways that, or different arguments. Meaning, I want you to put your opinions aside. The ancient rhetors would argue largely, when they're talking about invention, that at the beginning, at the absolute beginning, you should not even have an opinion. You should be willing, when you're using inventive practice, if some of you guys might be hardcore liberals, some of you guys might be hardcore conservatives, some of you guys might be occupying Wall Street, some of you guys might be sitting at a tea party. Some voted for Obama, some voted for Palin. I'm not going to tell you where I stand. You can probably figure it out later on this semester. You'll probably figure out where I stand. I don't care. But the thing is that if you're truly going to operate in a rhetorical atmosphere, you have to let go of that. You have to really, really strive. You know that John Lennon song, Imagine? Imagine there's no country, imagine there's no money, imagine there's no religion. You have to do that. Because you have to let go a little bit. In order to operate within a rhetorical atmosphere, you have to be willing to put your own beliefs, your own ideologies under examination. And you have to be willing to change your mind. Now, some of you guys have a, religious or ideological beliefs, and I'm not trying to get you to sway from them, but I am trying to get you to understand the other side. Okay? All right. So invention is just the collection and analysis of varying sides of the argument. So if you're talking about gay marriage, if you're a hardcore anti-gay marriage person, you're going to have to suspend that for a while and just listen. Listen to the other side. In fact, maybe even pretend to agree with the other side just to see what they're saying, just to understand it. In sports, the best offense understands the best defense. The best defense understands the best offense. Okay? So invention is incredibly important. Okay, sorry. I'm going to show you several photos. You just saw one. I'm not trying to indoctrinate you or anything like that. But when I show them to you, and some of them are quite graphic, one thing about this class is that it's going to be, some of the things you're going to see are graphic. I'm not going to show pornographic. I'll show graphic, not pornographic. But you're going to react. You're going to look at them and you're going to think, oh my God, I have an opinion about that. You might have an opinion about why I'm putting these pictures up there. That's fine. I own it. But the first thing that you're going to want to do is you're going to want to immediately give your opinion about it. Because you have an opinion. You're human. You're human. You're American. You want to tell your opinion. But if you're following the ancient rhetors, as far as invention is concerned, you are not going to give your opinion. You're just going to look at these as examples of the arguments that are being given. So I want you to, as I go over these things, I want you to think of them, try to think about them, really try to think about them without pathos. Think about them purely intellectually. Okay? The world, no matter what, is difficult. We here in America have gone through a lot of shit in the last few months. We've been through shootings, bombings, a tornado. And if anybody has family in Moore, Oklahoma. I'm really hoping that your family is okay. I have family that actually moved away from that town the week before. Um, but so yeah, but we've been through an awful lot, and the world is a very difficult place, and we think, oh, we need to react emotionally to it. But the thing we have to understand is that sometimes a doctor, you know, they'll look at a situation, and the only way to heal that person that is hurting in front of them, and they might inside they might want to really react in a visceral level. But in order to enter the conversation, you need to create some sort of distance. In order to really understand what's going on, really evaluate the situation ahead of you. You're going to be entering into conversations in your lives that are very, very difficult. And you want to react with your opinions. But if you're doing inventive practice, you're looking at these not necessarily as difficult situations, but part of the conversation. Okay? Some of you guys are going to react in certain ways to these photos. Okay, so instead of immediately reacting, because that's what we want to do, because we've been taught that delivery of opinion is more important than listening. Think about it, okay? And next class on Tuesday, I'm going to be going over the camera obscura. Actually, I might be doing that earlier. I will be going over that earlier. But I want you to understand with invention, you absolutely cannot just react. You have to collect all of the different things, the different communications. Collect as many things that people say about a particular topic without emotionally responding. Take them, collect them, understand them, and then, only then, should you begin to speak. Only when. In fact, I would argue, and the scholar Peter Elbow, yes, his last name is Elbow, would agree with me in saying that the best rhetor, the best, if you were to argue about something, the best way to begin is to learn the other side of the argument so well that you could argue for that argument and win an argument using something that you absolutely disagree with. Does that make sense? All right. The rest, memory, style, arrangement, and delivery. Once you've let go of your emotional reaction, and then gathered all of your the information, and you should look at it strictly as information, as rhetorical moments, as rhetorical moves. Once you've done that, then you can begin to put things to memory. You can arrange your argument in a particular style and deliver it in a certain way. Some things are better sung than said. Some things are better in poetry than prose. Okay? All right. I think that's it for right now. I'm going to the next class, I guess, given what I've talked about today, I think is going to be on the camera obscura. All right. Well, hope you guys are doing well. That was kind of heavy. So, yeah. Keep reading your book for now, especially your Ancient Rhetorics book. All right? All right. You guys have a good day. Bye.